So we'll start in a cross-legged position. We're going to do a 30-minute Ashtanga practice today. So you can just cross your legs however they feel comfortable. Hands can be on the knees, either palms down or palms up, whichever feels better. So the shoulders are stacked above the hips. We'll start to close down our eyes. And we'll start to take our attention inward. And relaxing our muscles, starting to scan head to toe, releasing any tension. Taking a minute just to check in and arrive on the mat today. Let the breath be natural. Let it flow in and out through the nose. No forcing. Just starting to bring the awareness to each breath. As thoughts rise, try not to attach or judge. Just become an observer of your thoughts and allow them to be. And just direct the attention back to the breath. And we'll start to deepen our inhales, starting to fill up the belly. You'll feel the chest and the ribs expand. Open the mouth and sigh it out with a sound. Nice cleansing breath. Let's do that again. Deep inhale through the nose. Open the mouth and sigh it out. Good, and this time, keeping the lips closed at the top of the inhale, hold the breath. Tuck the chin, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, really push all the air out, emptying the lungs. Navel squeezes into the spine. Hold your exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. One more. Deep inhale through the nose. Filling up all the way. Tucking chin to chest. Hold at the top. Do the best you can. Good. Exhaling all of it out. Emptying the lungs. Squeezing the navel into the spine. Hold your exhale. Good. Exhale it all out. Inhale in. And we'll bring our hands to heart center. Bowing the head slightly. The Ashtanga practice starts and ends with a single Om. It's the universal vibration of sound. Feel free to join me or just listen. Deep inhale through the nose. Good, and we'll blink open our eyes and we'll meet standing at the top of the mat in a strong equal standing pose. I'm going to back up a little bit so you guys can see me here. And I heard my ringer ding, so excuse me, turn that off. Okay, so we're meeting at the top of the mat. Big toes touch, heels are slightly apart. Equal standing pose, Samastitihi. We're engaging all the muscles in the legs. The quads are strong, squeezing in the glutes. Lift the pelvic floor, the invisible muscles. This is Mula Bandha. Keep that contracted. Squeeze the navel into the spine. Uddiyana Bandha. Keep those contracted. Shoulders back and down, sending energy out through our fingertips to the mat. And now we'll take a few Ujjayi breaths, contracting only our middle and upper chest this time. Deep inhale through the nose, and exhale through the nose. A few more of those. Inhale, exhale. Set your intention to keep this breath and keep your bandhas locked throughout this practice. On the inhale, starting sun salutation A, sweep the arms over the head and look up. Exhale, fold at the waist, chest comes to the thighs, gaze past your knees. Inhale, halfway lifting, extending the back. Exhale, plant the hands, step back and lower. You can lower halfway or all the way onto your belly, chaturanga. Rolling onto the tops of the feet, scoop the chest up and look up, cobra or up dog. Exhale, tuck the toes, send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take 5 breaths through your nose, tucking chin to chest. Make any adjustments that you need. Pushing the mat away from you with your fingertips. Maybe walking out your feet to loosen up the legs. Good. Exhale, bend your knees. Step or jump forward to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rising all the way up. Look up, reach up. Exhale, Samastitihi. Let's do that again. On the inhale, sweep the arms up, look up. Exhale, fold. Gaze past knees. Inhale, halfway lift, look up. Exhale, plant the hands, step back and lower. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. 5 powerful breaths through the nose. Make them audible. Shoulders are back and down away from the ears. Belly is tucked in, pelvic floor is lifted. Exhale, bend the knees, step or jump forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rising all the way up. This time, do it with your own breath at your own pace. The same 10 movements. Sun salutation A, warming up the spine. When you get to down dog, take 5 breaths here. Noticing as we're starting to generate some heat in the body. Notice if you've lost your bandhas. Take this moment to reestablish those. Exhale, bend your knees. Step or jump forward to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, Samastitihi. Starting sun salutation B. Bend your knees, sink your hips back, graze the mat with your fingertips, and sweep your arms up to chair pose, Utkatasana. Shoulders are down, chest is lifted. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward dog. This time the right foot immediately steps through and between the hands. Left heel dials down. Keeping a bend in the knee. On the inhale, rise up. Warrior One, Virabhadrasana. Exhale, plant the hands. Step the right foot back to meet the left. Lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot steps through. Right heel dials down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, plant the hands. Step it back and lower. Take your vinyasa. At any time, if you're fatiguing, you can skip the vinyasa. You can go straight to down dog. And if the pace is too swift, just go at your pace. 1 breath, 1 movement. Go ahead, exhale, bend the knees. Step or jump forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhaling back to chair pose. Rising all the way up, maybe a little back bend. Exhale, Samasthiti. One more round. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or jump it back. And lower. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Inhale, step the right foot through. Rise up to warrior one. Exhale, plant the hands and lower. Take your vinyasa. Or you can meet us in down dog. On the inhale, step the left foot through. Rise on up to warrior one. Exhale, plant the hands. Take your vinyasa. At any point in this practice, know you can come to child pose. As long as you're keeping your attention on the present moment. And on each inhale and exhale, you are practicing yoga with us today. So just meet your body where you are. And then exhale, bend the knees, step or jump forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, back to chair pose. Rising all the way up. Maybe a back bend. Exhale, Samasthiti. Okay, great. That's our warm-up. Hopefully you feel warm. We'll start our standing series. Step your feet about hip width apart. Inhale the arms to a T. Exhale, hands come to the waist. The hips. Inhale, squeezing the shoulder blades, opening up the chest. Exhale, fold at the waist. Peace fingers can grab the big toes if those are available. Otherwise, maybe grab your ankles or shins. On the inhale, halfway lift, extending the spine. Exhale, squeeze your belly in. Start to fold at the waist, elbows to the sides of the room, pulling the crown of the head to the mat. Tuck your chin, lengthen the back of your neck. Take 5 strong breaths through the nose. Slight micro bend in each knee. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale, rising all the way up to standing. Reset, Samasthiti. Inhale, stepping to the right about 4 feet on your mat. So you're facing the right side of your mat. Inhale the arms to a T. Exhale, pivot the feet to the back of the mat and start to extend the right side body over the right leg. Folding down, left hand goes down, maybe to the shin, ankle, or the big toe. Left arm reaches to the sky. Take 5 breaths through the nose. Now, if you find yourself collapsing forwards, I want you to come higher up your leg. You want your body to be flat, like a piece of toast going in a toaster, I heard somewhere. Or imagine there's a wall behind you keeping you flat. Exhale, look down. Inhale, arms back to a T, feet parallel. Exhale, shift the feet to the front of the mat and start to extend the left side body over the left leg. Bending at the waist, left hand down. Inhale, right arm reaches to the sky. Your gaze is in your right fingertips. Take 5 breaths. Triangle pose, Trikonasana. Exhale, look down. Inhale, arms back to a T, feet parallel. Exhale, meeting at the top of the mat, Samasthiti. Inhale, this time stepping out to the right about 5 feet, feet parallel. Inhale, arms to a T. Exhale, hands to the hips. Start to shift the feet to the back of the mat. Bend into the right knee. The elbow on the right elbow can meet the right knee. Maybe the palm comes flat to the mat. Sweep the left arm overhead at about a 45-degree swimmer stroke. Extended side angle pose. The gaze goes up to the sky. Enjoy this side stretch. 5 powerful breaths through the nose. Maybe you extend it and take the bind, reaching behind the back, opening up that left shoulder just a little bit more. Exhale, look down. Inhale, arms back to a T. Exhale, shifting the feet to the front of the mat, hands to the hips, bending into the left knee, elbow meets the knee, maybe the palm is flat on the mat. You can use a block if you have one. Right arm sweeps over the head, 45 degrees, gaze goes up, squeezing your bandhas, and breathe. Do the best you can. That right foot is flat on the mat. And maybe taking the bind, spinning open that right shoulder to the sky. Exhale, look down. Inhale, arms to a T. Exhale, Samasthiti, back at the top of the mat. Starting a balancing series. On the inhale, step your feet about hip widths apart. Start by stabilizing your core, lifting the pelvic floor, belly into spine. Shoulders are stacked over hips. On the inhale, lift your right leg, bending at the knee, flexing the foot. Left hand comes to left hip. Now maybe you can grab your big toe on your exhale, and on the inhale, straighten your leg in front of you. Otherwise, you can stay right here bent. You can use a wall. Take 5 breaths here. It's okay to wobble or fall. You can use a wall or a chair if you need to. On the exhale, open the leg out to the side. And as an extra challenge, shift your gaze over your left shoulder. 5 breaths. Micro bend in that left knee. Good. Exhale, back to center. Hold it there for a minute. Grab it with both hands. Exhale and fold for 1 breath if you can. Hands come to hips. Leg stays lifted. Point that toe. 5 strong breaths. Working strength and balance. 1 more inch higher. Good. Exhale, release. Shake out your feet. And we'll do the left side. I'm going to take a sip of water here. Good. Again, stabilizing through the core, engaging both bandhas. On the inhale, hand to right hip, lift that left leg, flex the foot. Stay here. Or on the exhale, grab the big toe with the peace fingers. And on the inhale, extend it straight in front of you. Taking 5 breaths with a gazeless gaze or dristi to keep you balanced. Good. On the exhale, open that left leg. Maybe it's bent. That's fine. Shift your gaze over your right shoulder for 5 breaths. Just do the best you can. If you fall out, just come back. Good. On the exhale, bring it back into center. Keep it lifted. Grab it with both hands if you can and fold for 1 breath. And then hands to the hips, pointing the toe. Keep it lifted for 5 strong breaths. Good. 1 more inch higher. And release. Good job, everybody. All right, on the inhale, coming back into Utkatasana, chair pose. Feet are touching, legs are touching. Everything's pulling in towards the midline. Shoulders are back and down, chest is lifted. Stay here for a minute, a few breaths, and come up onto your toes. Really feel the strength in the legs and the lightness in the upper body. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And we'll take a vinyasa. Or you can skip it and meet us in down dog, depending on how you're feeling. Inhale, the right foot steps through, left foot down. Rising up to warrior 1. Taking 5 strong breaths here. Really bending into that front knee. Shoulders are down, gaze is up. Pushing energy out through the side of the left foot. Shoulders are square. Try to square the hips. Good. Keeping your hands where they are. Inhale your right leg. Exhale, looking up. Pivot to the back of the mat. And bend into that left knee. Warrior one on the left side. Virabhadrasana. 5 breaths here. Maybe a little thoracic back bend. And now keeping the legs where they are. Open your arms out to a T. Gaze goes over the left fingertips. Warrior two. Virabhadrasana B. Shoulders stay over the hips. Try not to fall forward. Stay upright with your spine. Inhale, keeping the arms where they are, straighten the left leg. Pivot to the front of the mat. Bend into the right knee. Warrior two on the right side. Gaze over the right fingertips. Really pulling the arms in opposite directions towards the opposite ends of the room. Exhale, cartwheeling the hands down. Step back, take your vinyasa. Or meet us in down dog. From here, we'll jump or step straight through to a seated position for our seated series. Starting with Dandasana. Legs are extended, feet are flexed, heels may lift off the mat. All your leg muscles are engaged, glutes are engaged, bandhas are engaged, shoulders back and down. Palms are pressing into the mat. Tuck the chin. Jalandhara Bandha. Take 5 breaths through the nose. Very active pose. Good. On the inhale, keep the legs strong. Lift the arms up and look up. Exhale, pull in through the belly. Start to fold at the waist. Grabbing your shins, your ankles, maybe your peace fingers, grab your big toes. Keeping the spine straight, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, squeezing the belly in. Shoulders back and down. Stop when your spine starts to round. You want to keep your spine straight. Take 5 breaths here. Good. Inhale, lift up. On the exhale, bend the right knee. Sole of the foot comes to the inside of the left leg. Left foot is flexed. We want to keep that hip from rolling out to the side. Keep it nice and flexed. Inhale, reach up and look up. Exhale, turn the torso over the left leg, squeeze in your belly and start to fold. Again, grabbing whatever's available with a straight spine. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, start to fold deeper and take a twist to look under your left bicep. 5 strong breaths through the nose here. You're getting a great stretch through the ribs and the right side of that lower back as well as the right hip. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, switching out the legs. Inhale, bend the left knee. Left sole of the foot meets the right leg. Reach up and look up. Exhale, turn the torso over the right leg and start to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, folding deeper at the waist. Turning to look under the right bicep if you can. 5 breaths through the nose. And it's okay, one side may feel different than the other. That's normal. Yoga brings our bodies back into balance with practice. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, cross your legs. You can tip forward onto your hands. You can jump back or step back, lower for chaturanga, We do a vinyasa between each seated pose. Again, if you're fatiguing, you can skip those. Back to seated. Marichiyasana. Inhale, bending the right knee, sole of the right foot is in line with the hip bone. Right palm is behind the right hip. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, left elbow hooks outside the right knee. Inhale, push the right palm into the mat, extending the spine tall. Exhale, turn to look over your right shoulder. Keep that left foot flexed and active. 5 breaths here. Really breathing into the upper lobes of the lungs. And getting a great twist for the spine. Exhale, look forward. And inhale, switch out your legs, bending the left knee. Let me turn my light in here. So the foot's in line with the sit bone. Flexing the right foot. Left hand, palm is behind the the left hip facing the front of the mat. Inhale, right arm lifts. Exhale, right elbow hooks outside the left knee. Inhale, extending the spine, pushing the left hand into the mat. And exhaling, turning to look over the left shoulder. 5 breaths through the nose here. Keep that right leg strong. And really open up the top of the chest. Good. Exhale, looking forward. Switching out the legs. Maybe shaking them, giving them a little bounce. One more variation of Marichiyasana. Inhale, the right leg bends again. Sole of the foot in line with the hip bone. Left leg is flexed. Left foot is flexed. Inhale, reach up and look up. Exhale, fold over the left leg. Maybe you stay here. Tuck your chin to chest and breathe. If you're able to, try the bind, reaching behind your back. Maybe you use a strap or a towel for that. Inhale, halfway lift to extend. Exhale, squeezing in the bandhas, start to fold. Tuck chin to chest, take 5 breaths here. This is great for keeping our low back, our lumbar vertebrae from fusing together as we get old. Good. Exhale and release. Switching out the legs. Inhaling to bend the left knee. Exhaling, getting settled, squeezing that right leg, flexing the right foot. Inhale, reach up and look up. Exhale, fold over that right leg, grabbing what's available. Maybe resting your hands or forearms on the mat. If you can reach behind you, take the bind. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Tuck your chin and breathe. Again, one side might feel tighter than the other. We all have a strong side and a weak side. And yoga helps us strengthen and soften where we need to. Inhaling, rising up. Exhale, switching out the legs. On the inhale, lift the legs. Exhale, cross. Tip forward, take your vinyasa. And coming back into a seated position. This time knees are bent. We're going to go into boat pose. If you know boat pose. Soles of the feet on the mat. Spine is tall and lifted. Shoulders are back and down. Be careful not to round your spine. You want to stay tall and lifted. Hands can start behind the legs. Start to lift your feet up and find some balance. Really staying strong through your core. Maybe you can let go. And maybe you can straighten the legs. Look up. Take 5 strong breaths through the nose here. Do the best you can. Exhale, cross your legs. Hands go into the mat. On the inhale, bump up, lifting anything that will lift off the mat. Maybe it's just your bottom. Maybe it's nothing. Come back into boat pose. We're going to do that a few more times. Good. Exhale, cross the legs. Inhale, bumping up. Exhaling to lower. Inhale, back to boat. Make this your strongest boat pose. Maybe you can grab the big toes. Keep looking up and breathing. Good. Exhale, cross the legs. Inhale, bump up. Exhale, lower. Tip it forward. Take your vinyasa. Or you can just meet us in a seated position. And we'll slowly lower all the way down to our backs. Keeping the knees bent, soles of the feet on the ground. Palms can face down. On the inhale, lift your hips to bridge pose. You may want to walk your shoulder blades underneath you, interlacing the hands below your body. Relax your glutes. Take 5 deep breaths through the nose. Exhale, releasing the hands if you have them together. Start to lower 1 vertebrae at a time until your tailbone is on the ground and your spine is flat. We'll take 2 resting breaths here. And we'll do that one more time. On the inhale, lift your hips. If the full wheel is in your practice, feel free to flip your palms beside your head, pushing up onto the crown of the head first, and then exhaling all the way into full wheel or back bend pose. Taking 5 breaths through the nose here. Slowly lowering the same way you came in, 1 vertebrae at a time onto the ground. And extend your legs out straight. We'll take a few resting breaths here. And then we'll finish up with an inversion, a fish pose, and some shavasana. Letting all that prana, that life force energy settle in the body before we go upside down. So starting to lift the legs to a 90-degree angle, flexing the feet so the soles face the ceiling. You can stay here. This is called waterfall pose. If shoulder stand is in your practice, you're welcome to lift your hips and support them. Support your low back with your hands, bringing weight onto your shoulders, but being careful not to weight your neck. I personally don't prefer shoulder stand, so I'm going to stay in waterfall. If a headstand is in your practice, you're welcome to jump into your headstand. Just be safe with your neck. The inversions reverse the blood flow, the energy flow in the body. They bring the lymphatic fluids back into the nodes for cleansing. And legs up the wall is a great way to end your day. Getting any swelling or fluids out of your legs and feet. Good. And if you're in shoulder stand, go ahead and lower your back to meet us back in waterfall. And we'll slowly lower the legs. If you need to support your low back, feel free to do that. Once they reach the ground, point your toes. Slide your hands under your sacrum, palms down. And prop yourself up on your elbows, starting to bend the thoracic spine back, placing the crown of the head onto the floor. Matyasana, fish pose. 5 breaths here. Opening up the chest and the throat, massaging the heart muscle. You can also modify by putting a block right underneath your heart for a more gentle back bend. And exhaling, slowly lowering all the way down onto the back. We'll take 1 more vinyasa, or again, you can skip it. If you want to join me, cross your legs, grab a toe, start to rock and roll till you're at the front of your mat. Oh, my knee just did a funny thing. Take your vinyasa. And we'll all meet back in a seated position. We'll finish here with a little breath work and we'll take our final resting pose. So meet me in a seated position. If you have lotus in your practice, feel free to fold up your legs into lotus. Hands can interlace behind the back. You can come into reverse prayer if that's in your practice. Inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades open, opening the chest, and exhale, start to fold forward, taking 10 strong breaths through the nose. In and out. 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 I think that's 10. Inhaling, rising up. And the last thing we'll do is called breath of fire. If you have lotus in your practice, again, you can fold your legs up. I can only do it on one side. Cross-legged is fine. Both palms go into the mat. You want to inhale, squeezing your legs up a little bit, engaging your core. And on the exhale, you're going to push up, and we're going to do quick exhales through the nostril. Ready? Exhale, push up. Good, and lowering all the way down onto your back. Now that we've flooded our brains with oxygen, it's time to seal our practice with corpse pose, extending the legs, letting them fall naturally, extending the arms away from the body, palms facing up. Let the breath become natural again. Relax every muscle in your body. Hold really still, and it's called corpse pose because nothing moves on a corpse. This is where we harvest all that prana we just cultivated. Feel that tingling in your body. Hold really still and breathe, and let your body send all that healing energy where it needs to go. And slowly starting to bring some awareness back into the room. Inviting some motion into your toes, your fingertips. Circling the ankles and the wrists, starting to wake up the body. The head can turn to the left and the right. And on the inhale, deepen your inhale, reach above your head and point your toes for one more full body stretch. And on the exhale, hug the knees in tight. And roll onto your right or left side, pausing for a moment in fetal pose, keeping the eyes closed. Knees are bent, the head's resting on the bottom arm. Take this moment to find something to be grateful for today. And on the exhale, pushing yourself up to a seated position, keeping the eyes closed down. Hands come to prayer position. We finish Ashtanga practice with a single Om. Again, feel free to join me or just listen. Deep inhale through the nose. Lokaha Samasta Samasti Bhavantu. May all beings be happy and may all beings be free. Thank you so much for joining me today, sharing your yoga practice with me, and allowing me to share mine with you. May we all take this healing energy from this practice and share it with everyone we meet. Bowing together, we finish with Namaste. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.